Google Pixel 2 Review, a good price and great camera for a seriously smart smartphone. Google Pixel 2 Review. Further down the page you'll find everything you need to help give you an informed view on the Google Pixel 2 and whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. With reviews from Daily Express, The Verge, Tech Radar, Wired and plenty more websites, you should have everything you need to help you make a decision on whether or not to buy the Google Pixel 2. Before that though, here is a quick rundown of all the key info you need to know about Google's latest smartphone. What's the difference between the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL? Google announced two devices, the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. The standard Pixel 2 gets a similar design to last year and features a 5-inch HD AMOLED display. The larger Pixel 2 XL gets a slightly updated design with reduced bezels and an edge-to-edge 6-inch QHD+ OLED screen. What's new on the latest Pixel? Both devices get a number of improvements over their predecessors. These include a faster Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, water-resistant design and an always-on display. Google is also boasting that its camera is the highest rated on a smartphone, with a DxOMark score of 98. Both the front and rear cameras are also able to add DSLR-style depth of field. There's also a fast-charging battery which brings 7 hours of playtime from just 15 minutes in the plug. Finally, Google has added squeezable sides to the Pixel 2 which can be used to take selfies and summon the clever Google Assistant. How much do these phones cost? The Pixel 2 costs £629 with 64 GB of storage and £729 for 128 GB. The larger Pixel 2 XL costs £799 for the 64 GB model and £899 for the 128 GB version. If you want to own one on contract, you'll have to go to E or Carphone Warehouse, as the Pixel is exclusive to these suppliers. The Pixel 2 costs £47.99 a month on a 24-month 4G Max plan, which comes with unlimited minutes, unlimited texts and 8 GB of data for the normal price of just 3 GB. The Pixel 2 XL costs around £57.99 per month on contract. Although prices have taken a brief tumble during Black Friday 2017 sales. What colors do they come in? The Pixel 2 can be picked up in just black, clearly white and kinda blue. The XL is in just black or black and white. Google Pixel 2 Review Roundup. Daily Express. Make no mistake, Google Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL are great with unbelievable front and rear cameras, lightning-fast fingerprint sensor, and flagship Qualcomm processor. The IP67 dust and water-resistant design, which is on par with most other flagship smartphones, should provide some peace of mind to those carrying this pricey phone. Unlimited storage via Google Photos is a brilliant feature and a great reason to choose the Pixel 2 over rival devices. The Pixel 2 XL's POLED display alone is almost a deal-breaker. Content looks muddy and dull, and there's a chilly blue hue whenever you look at the phone off angle. Pixel and Pixel XL were a phenomenal start to the Google-branded smartphone line last year. On paper, the new additions to the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL should perfect the formula and make for some of the most compelling devices of the year. Unfortunately, a few new problems have wormed their way in. As a result, the Pixel 2 range is solid, but not award-winning, and that's a real shame. Wired in virtually every meaningful way, the two Pixel 2 models are identical. Apple forces you to get the big phone to get the best phone, Google doesn't. The two Pixels have the same Snapdragon 835 processor, same 4 GB of RAM, same 64 or 128 GB of storage. Same waterproof body, which can handle a shower or pool. Last year, I called the original Pixel the best phone on the planet. I'm hesitant to do so again, only because the iPhone X comes out in 2 weeks. I'll update this review when that happens. Here's what I can say for sure, right here and right now, there's no better Android phone, anywhere, than the Pixel 2. Especially that black and white Pixel 2 XL. I mean, have you seen that thing? Come on. The Verge, the Pixel 2 has many things going for it. Were it not for a few problems, the screen, the slightly inelegant design, and, yes, the lack of a headphone jack, it might have received the highest score we've ever given a phone. As it is, it's a great phone, but not quite a home run. At nearly every turn, with both the hardware and the software, Google made that design decision again and again, choosing function over form. There have been a few times when I wish the company had risked a little more razzmatazz, but mostly I've been appreciating the focus on improving the basics. TechCrunch: the Pixel 2 doesn't make a particularly compelling upgrade case for users of last year's model. The hardware isn't a radical departure, and many of the new software features will be coming to the first-generation model. After all, Android support for older devices is one of the key tenets of Google's first-party software approach. The device also doesn't push the boundaries of what a mobile device is as much as other recent flagships. Mashable, they may not be the prettiest or most feature-packed phones, but damn it if they're not just the kind of competitive flagship phones the world needs now that companies are charging $1,000, or more, for the latest and greatest glass slabs. Engadget: I find it difficult to make sweeping statements like this is the best phone out there, period, because such generalizations are prone to be wrong for a lot of people. That said, I can safely say the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL are the best Android phones I've used all year, and I've used a lot of them. While I don't agree with all of Google's choices, something special is bound to happen when a company as smart as Google takes such strict control over how its vision of smartphones should be realized. The optimist in me thinks we haven't seen Google at its best yet, either. Remember, Google's hardware team just picked up 2,000 new employees from a company that itself made some truly memorable phones over the years. I fully expect things to get even better in time, but for now, Android fans shouldn't miss the Pixel 2 and 2 XL. Tech Radar: I've heard people prejudge the Pixel 2, and Google, by its look, and not because they're being forced to say goodbye to the headphone jack. It's due to the design, especially the screen, which doesn't look ambitious. Its large bezels don't scream 2017. You shouldn't, however, judge the Pixel 2 by its cover. Judge it by testing out its new camera. The Pixel 2 is a great choice for anyone who wants to upgrade their always-on camera to the best among smartphones. It doesn't have a fancy dual-lens camera or telephoto capabilities, but it does have portrait mode on both the main and selfie camera and color accuracy we just can't find on another device. If you're looking to have the edge among smartphone photos, this is your new weapon. It's not for people who carry around a DSLR or a mirrorless camera to snap great photos already, or people who couldn't care less about taking quality pictures in the first place. This is for everyone else in that meaty middle who thinks of themselves as an amateur photographer, on Instagram, and hasn't already been swayed from Samsung's superior edge-to-edge screen.